If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Yeat is dropping Lyfe tomorrow on September 9th, so this week in this video, I'm gonna go over everything that we know about this tape. So everything that he's been releasing, everything that we know about this thing, from cover to track list to the single to everything we know. So let's jump straight into this. So we've been knowing that there was a new Yeat tape coming for quite some time. The last one, Too Alive, obviously propelled him into the mainstream. We got a lot of songs. Money So Big got over 150 million on Spotify, I think. So Yeat has really, over the last half year, really propelled and catapulted himself into the mainstream. People know who he is. They know him from the TikToks. They know him from everything. So this one is going to be very important for him. This one is going to be the one that most likely will decide if he's going to continue that rise up the ladder as a star, and if people are still going to mess with his music, not just a couple of songs that they discovered, but if he's actually going to be in here for long. Now, I know a couple of people are going to be like, of course he is, but I feel like in the mainstream at least, this tape is going to be very important, because also this tape is supported by a lot of official people. We're going to look at that later, but we got to start first with this whole title, the Lyfe thing. He did tease this in a couple of posts already, just saying like #Lyfe, of course with a Y, because it wouldn't be Yeat if he didn't spell it really weirdly. But we obviously also had the rumors about a collab tape with Lil Uzi Vert, because they posted a picture, that infamous picture from March of this year, where they had the #PinkLyfe, and we all thought that this was going to be the combination of Lil Uzi having the Pink tape that he obviously dropped a couple of weeks ago, and then Yeat coming in with the Lyfe tape, and the fusion of that will be the PinkLyfe. Maybe we'll still get that, but this isn't this one. This one is going to be the solo Yeat project, just to clarify that. We might get a PinkLyfe Lil Uzi Vert tape later on, but this one is the single one, because a lot of people were kind of confused about that. But let's actually talk about what we're going to get on this album. We got to talk about Talk, of course. Talk was the leak that was already used in a lot of like TikTok sounds and whatever on social media, and he finally released this thing last Friday on, now I think that was September 2nd, then he finally released Talk as a single, officially on streaming, officially for commercial purposes for him. We got this song. We also got the cover art for the song, which is gonna be the cover art for Lyfe. It's this picture of Yeat, this very monochromatic way of just like black and white, and we could also see that it said Lyfe in the upper right corner, so this was going to be the official cover art for this entire tape, not just for the single. But he did obviously announce this with the single. In the clip he said #Talk, or not hashtag, but Talk out now, tape next Friday, September 9th. So we knew that Talk was going to be the lead single for this, and the tape was going to drop a week later, so tomorrow obviously. But I love Talk. I think Talk is a banger. I think he could have dropped it earlier. A lot of people were already sick of the leaks, and I saw a lot of people also talk about that on the subreddit. They were like, yo, he gotta calm down with the leaks, because I feel like we've already heard every one of these songs, but still it's gonna be on the tape, and this is the lead single for it. And he did kind of do a good job with it, because it definitely is doing well on streaming. Let's actually now look at, we got the cover with this one already, but let's look at the track list. The track list is also very interesting. And what I meant earlier with this one is also supported right now by a lot of big people, is that the track list was originally posted by Rap Caviar, and then he just posted the track list to his own story after Rap Caviar posted it in collaboration with Spotify. So both of them obviously are aware of Yeat, and if you look at the Rap Caviar playlist on Spotify, he's also like on there, and on the cover I even think, or even it might be Lil Baby right now, but he was definitely on there. So they posted it, so this is like supported, so this is a big one. But we can see 12 tracks, and we only have one feature on here, and this is the first track, obviously, Flawless with Lil Uzi. Now we had 2 Lil Uzi features on the deluxe for Too Alive already, but this one, might spark again some rumors about the PinkLyfe thing. Lil Uzi being the only one on here, it might say some. I feel like this first track could go pretty big because it has a Uzi feature, so a lot of people that weren't aware of Yeat and only find out about him through this tape, they're going to gravitate towards that. Also, the fact that it's the first track on here is likely going to get the most plays. But let's keep going with the track list, because obviously this isn't the only track on here. Second track is Up Off X, then we have Out the Way, then What It Feel Like, then Got It All, Can't Stop It, Crank, then obviously Talk, the one we already talked about, no pun intended, then Come On, then we have System, then Holy One, and Killing Him. So if you have any information about any of these leaks, because very, very likely, you know, there's some snippets about these and there's some leaks about these that we've already heard, because that's a big part of the appeal of Yeat, because he's also always like, you know, posting snippets, and there's a lot of leaks out there, and he has so many so many songs stored in the vault that he's likely also already previewed these. So if you have any information on these, please post it down in the comments, and you know, other people will be thankful for that, because they will then find out about the leaks on there, but maybe with like a disclaimer not to spoil it for anyone. So that's the track list for this thing. Very interesting. I would have expected more features, to be honest, more features even from, like, you know, his own people. He recently posted a story with September, so you know, it seemed like the two of them were shooting a music video. Maybe it was for September himself, but I felt like this was for Yeat's album, but he's not on here obviously as a feature. Maybe though on a deluxe. I can see this thing having a deluxe, because that's usually what he does. He also did it for 2 Alive. That's what I'm mainly trying to say, and it would just make sense, because that way he can just, you know, capitalize off of the commercial success of this one even more. As I said, I feel like this one is the deciding factor if Yeat can still maintain in this mainstream realm, even if it's only Talk that continues to do so well. I feel like Yeat can have a reason to stay on here, and Talk is seeming to do pretty well so far. I think it got over 6 million on Spotify within a week, and it was in the top 50 USA, so this one is doing pretty well. And of course, it's like an introduction to this underground rage sound into the mainstream. Yeat is probably the most, not, you know, people are gonna say like, oh, Playboy Cardi, but Yeat is one of the main ones that coming out of that kind of niche that could, you know, broke through on a level like this in the mainstream. So I'm hoping that that sound can still prevail in there, and this tape is gonna play a huge role in that one as well. So if you're into that, if you're coming out of that corner, I think people are gonna remember this Lyfe tape as like a big one for the sound breaking into the mainstream. Obviously 2 Alive as well, but this one even more so, because now people already know about the name, about Yeat, and about September and stuff like that. So people like that. So that's it. That is all the information we have on Yeat's new album, or EP, or tape, whatever he calls it. He just called it a tape. Lyfe, we have the single, we have the cover art, we have the track list with the features, we have, what else do we have? We have that is supported by Rap Caviar and Spotify, so all of that stuff. Now I want to know what you think about this though. Are you excited for Lyfe? Has this been something that you've been looking forward to? What are your thoughts on, you know, the Talk single? Do you think that can translate well into the album? Do you think this will be the mainstream access point for Yeat into the bigger realms of commercial success? All your thoughts and theories on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.